All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. So, we are on Perek Vav over here. Now, I want to just reiterate a little bit what Perek Vav is about. Perek Vav is about one concept of a person who is requesting from Hashem a security deposit before he goes and does his mitzvahs. And what does that mean, the security deposit? Security deposit means Hashem told us to do a shtadlis, and that part of that you have to have bitachon also. So the main part is the bitachon, not the shtadlis. Now, this person says, look, I'm going to start doing Hashem's will, because again, at the end of the day, even though we do a shtadlis and we have bitachon, all nice, but we have to also do Hashem's will. You know, we have to behave as a yid. We have to do mitzvahs. We have to refrain from doing averos. And so you go to this person who says, listen, I can't do mitzvahs and masim tov right now. He's saying, because I gotta work. I gotta make enough money to survive. I'm broke. And even if he's not broke, I need to make enough money to I know I can retire. I could marry off all my children, my grandchildren. And so we spoke about this concept of you're basically telling Hashem, so look, I'm not interested in doing your mitzvahs until you give me a substantial amount of money, an astronomical amount of money, or whatever I feel it is. And so Perek Vav talks about 7 different refutations, 7 different arguments you can make with this person to tell them, to explain to them why their thought process is very, very misguided. And so today we're going to go on the third of the refutations. The third of your refutation is like this. Vashlishi. The third response to such a person, sorry, I want to also reiterate when we started this. What we did was we compared this person to a merchant. And a merchant, when they sell something to someone on credit, they want a mashkin, they want some kind of security deposit. And so we're comparing this person with this mindset to someone of a merchant, where he's treating Hashem just like he would treat a customer. Say, oh, you want me to do mitzvah masim tovim? Okay, first give me a deposit. So that's kind of the concept over here. And also, before we get into this, today's shiur should be le'ilu nishmas, our dear friend Menachem Bar Yisrael Yaakov, my dear aunt Rivka Bas Gavriel Tzvi, L'Refu Shalema Meshulam Ben Sarah Rachel, as well as L'Refu Shalema Miriam Bas Sarah. Now, the third refutation that you make to this person, Vashlishi, Shahamashkin is chaveri, for normally, when one takes a security deposit from a fellow, from this customer to whom he's extending credit, right? We're talking about the concept of this merchant. So now, he says he can only take a security deposit from this customer if he doesn't owe him any money. So let's say you have a customer who comes into your store to buy something, and you owe him money, and this guy also wants to buy something, and you say to yourself, I can't take a security deposit from this guy because I already owe him money. Like, I'm indebted to him. So what am I doing? I'm taking a security deposit for something that I'm going to sell him now? Like, he has all the security over here. He already he extended money to me, and more than I owe him. Like, I don't have a mashkin with him. So this fellow has no monetary claim against him. In such a case, he is justified in asking for the security if he's concerned about being paid. So now, it splits it to 2 people. If the person, if he owes him money, okay, I understand you can take a security deposit. If he doesn't owe him money, this customer, then okay, I understand why you can take a security deposit. However, if before making this transaction, before he gave him the goods, he incurred a financial obligation to this fellow, meaning before he gave this customer the goods that he was selling him, he borrowed money first from this person. Now, he knows that he has an outstanding debt to this person that he must pay. He has no right to now request from this person, say, I know I owe you $100, but I need a $50 deposit for the stuff you're buying. I just gave you $100. You owe me $100. How are you asking me for deposit? Right? That's where he's saying. And in fact, it would be improper for the storekeeper for him to take a security deposit from this fellow, from this customer, even if he would volunteer to give one. Meaning, let's say this customer says, look, I know I lent you $100, but regardless, business is business. I want to give you the security deposit. the storekeeper feels weird, and it's improper to say no. You're supposed to say no. I owe you $100, so let's call it like that. You don't owe me. You don't have to give me a security deposit. Since he's still unpaid his debt for this fellow, since he never gave it back yet, so it's really wrong for him to ask for this deposit. So now, kolshkin, haboire, all the more that regards to demanding security deposit from our Creator, from Hashem, sheyeshli ala adam min achayvas to whom every person has outstanding debts. He says these debts, every person has so much debts to Hashem, so much that if you would gather all of the good deeds, all the zechusim from every person in the whole world, and you would give it to this one person, you'd still be indebted to Hashem. All of this would not be enough to repay for even one of the many gifts that Hashem gave this person. So now he can be so brazen, and he's not ashamed. To request from Hashem, his Creator, the person who he owes everything. He's totally in debt to Hashem. And he asks Hashem for an advance. Give me an advance on what? On all the money that I could do good for you? He says, in addition, Hashem already gave him the money. Hashem already advanced him. He's making towards Hashem even heavier. How did he already advance him? We'll talk about this for a second. Let's back up. In a previous year, we spoke about that. We spoke about Shaar and Olam Haba. What is Shaar and Olam Haba? We kind of, and this is the last parak, we figured out that we're not owed Shaar and Olam Haba. Why? Because Shaar and Olam Haba, because our mitzvahs are merely something that we got from Hashem, and we're doing mitzvah swarm. So we're always, at the very best, we can break even, right? So Shaar and Olam Haba talks about it's not a reward for your mitzvahs. So he's saying over here that not only are you indebted to Hashem, but I already advanced you more money. You're asking me for more and more payments, more and more security deposit? Wait a second. Today you're asking me for security deposit for the rest of your life. But what happened till now? Did I not give you food? Did I not give you shelter? Did I not give you parnasa? Did I not give you children and health? Did I not give you your relationships, your shidduchim? Did I not give you all that? You still haven't even paid me for that. And yet you're asking me for a deposit for more? You didn't even pay me. You have unpaid bills. Are you asking me to extend more and more credit? How are we doing that? So he's saying over here that not only are you asking for Hashem a security deposit, not only are you indebted to him, he already rendered services already rendered with unpaid invoices. That's what's going on over here. So it would be unmitigated brazenness if he was sure he could keep the commitment to serve Hashem properly once he's financially secure. Even, he's saying, even if, let's say, he can comfortably say, you know what, ask me for the deposit and I will fulfill what you asked me for till that time. But all this brazen, since he might not even be able to deliver his service to as he promised. Why? Because he does not know when his days will expire. He's asking Hashem for a 1-year deposit. Who says he's going to live a year? Right? Hashem, I need a 6-month safety net. Give me that 6-month safety net. Who says you're going to live 6 months? Maybe you're going to die tomorrow, God forbid. So you can't, even if you really want to establish yourself in the position that you're really going to pay back Hashem, you promise it and you really know you're going to do it, but who says you're going to be around to do so? So there's another part that Chavis brings over here. We're going to save that for tomorrow. But the point over here is that you're asking Hashem for something that you have no merit whatsoever to ask. Not only can't you ask Hashem for something that because he's so good to you, but you already owe him. You're saying you don't want to do any mitzvahs, you don't want to daven, you don't want to learn, you don't want to do anything for Hashem until he gives you enough money so you can live the rest of your life in harmony. You, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, everybody, dairis. But Chavis was telling you, buddy, forget about what you want in the future. You owe Hashem. You haven't even paid him back yet for what he already gave you. Those services rendered, we'll call it, right? Where's the payment for that? Go and do some mitzvahs, at least to break even on that part. But even that you're not doing. So he's showing over here how misguided this concept is, that you ask Hashem for something, is a deposit, we call it a security deposit, before you go and do his mitzvahs. The point is over here that we have to establish ourselves the opposite. First, we do what Hashem wants us to do, because again, we owe it to Him anyway, right? And then we can worry about Hashem paying us. Hashem is going to take care of you. You have to have that bitachon. That's the part of bitachon we need to have. And this is the concept and why we explain it in these terms. Like the Rav Av said at the beginning of Perek Vav, is that we're explaining to him not in a philosophical concept, not in a way, because this person clearly is not in a philosophical train. He doesn't want to have anything to do with that. He needs more practicality. So this is a practical reason. This is the third of the refutations, third of the arguments you're going to have with this person who wants a practical excuse. And this is your practical excuse you can give this person. This person has no reason not to go ahead and learn and do everything that Hashem wants first, and then he could worry about how he's going to make his livelihood. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I wish you have a wonderful, beautiful, warmer day, and I love you all.